Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush video. So over the weekend, we got a little bit more news regarding the story summary for Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, as well as a few additional cards that Yudias, the main protagonist, is going to be using in the show. He is going to be using Galaxy-type monsters, a new type of monsters that are debuting in Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, and so we are going to go over their designs and the names of those cards very briefly at the end. We don't have any of their effects at this time, but we will go over kind of the aesthetic that some of the cards in his deck will have. And this might be, guys, one of the last pieces of information that we are going to get in regards to Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, maybe outside of like the episode summaries, until the show starts. The show starts 12 days at the time of recording this video, 12 days from now, which is crazy to think. In 5 days, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's ends, and then Go Rush starts the very next Saturday. And so we are going to go over a little bit more of a story synopsis that we got, and here it is. So this reads, "The truth is out there," and again, I believe this is from March's edition of V-Jump, which contained a lot of information on Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. "The twin siblings, Odo Yuhi and Odo Uemu, who live in Mutsuba Town, are elementary school students who run UTS, Ultra Terrestrial Trouble Solutions, a company that gets rid of somewhat dodgy and suspicious aliens. Yuhi struggles every day to build a mysterious device to make first contact with aliens." That might be a typo. It might be first contact with aliens. "Until that day, in the middle of an authentic crop circle, the twins find a for realsies spaceship. Inside that vessel, they encounter the alien Yudias, who has come from the distant Velgar star cluster." So again, a lot of these translations have kind of gone back and forth. I've seen Zwijgo translated as Zwygo, Zwyjo, Velgar. I've seen it translated as Velgear, Velgears. So we're just going to, I guess, have to wait at this point for the show to actually begin and start referring to these places with actual words rather than just kanji, because I know sometimes kanji, there's a few ways to translate. So if you're wondering why this says Velgar, even though it said Velgears before, it just has constantly gone back and forth. Now, one space soldier who has come from the edge of a far-off distant galaxy, that sounds very Star Wars-like, charges into a new battlefield. Rush duels, let's go, go Rush. And so that is probably the last big piece of information that we are going to be getting pre-Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. So now I'll be honest with you guys. A lot of this is stuff that we already know, right? We knew that Yuhi and Uemu are twins. They live in Mutsuba Town. They're elementary school students. They run UTS, which gets rid of aliens. We also know that Yuhi is building this device to make first contact with aliens. What's interesting is there is a character that was revealed not too long ago. I believe his name was Tell. He was the character that was standing above Zwijgo, and he seems to have a connection with Yuhi. That's what was implied by his short summary in V-Jump. So I wonder if he's maybe the first alien that Yuhi makes contact with. I think in another summary for Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, it was stated that Yuhi has his device stolen from him, or he's searching for something that was stolen from him. And so I wonder if this alien is the one that steals something from Yuhi, and you immediately have a connection between that alien, again, I think his name is Tell, and Yuhi, the boy Odo twin. The other fact here is you would imagine these two are going to be the children of Yuga, or the grandchildren of Yuga, or, you know, far-off descendants of Yuga. I mean, there's a chance that Yuga has a brother or a sister, and maybe Odo Yuga, the main character from Sevens, is actually going to be like the uncle to these characters. I mean, that's still, I would say it's still a possibility. Now, Sevens is about to end. Still haven't watched 91. 91 and 92 are left. We haven't had any information or any implication that Yuga has a brother or a sister, but maybe it's, you know, the cousins of Yuga, who this is their family. So you don't really know, but Yuhi's want to build and create devices, create quote-unquote roads, if you will, I think does tie him pretty closely to Yuga. And of course, the last name is another indication of that. In the middle of an authentic crop circle, that's where they're going to find, I guess, Yudias' spaceship. And what I love about this whole summary is it gives off two different vibes. It gives off the vibe of comedy and humor and kind of just like a more like kid-friendly show. And it also gives off the vibe of a little intensity and a little seriousness. That middle paragraph, right? A for realsies spaceship. I mean, that's a very, you would expect someone like Mimi in the dub of the Sevens video game to say something like that, for realsies. It's a very, childish kind of thing to say, but it's something that elementary schoolers probably would say, either elementary schoolers or, 40-year-old moms that are trying to fit in. And in that line, it kind of shows me the comedic take that I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush is going to have. I don't think comedy is going to be as big of a theme in this show as it was in Sevens. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens, it was the primary theme. It was a comedy show. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush is going to have comedy through Yuhi, Yuamu, Manabu. I'm sure there's going to be some clown aliens as well. But I think it's going to have its serious dynamic through a Yudias, through a Yugioh. Anything that has to do with Velgears, where we know there was a war that forced these aliens off of their planet, that's something that you can't really spin with too much comedy. So I think the balance is going to be there, kind of similar to like I and Playmaker's dynamic early in Vrains, where Playmaker was this very dead inside person, and I was this larger than life comedic. This was before he became a human in the final season, comedic character, and so the back and forth between them was pretty well done, and I thought fun to watch, especially in the early stages. And I think you might see that just amplified here with Yudias and with these elementary schoolers. Because look to the final paragraph, right? Middle paragraph has the line for realsies. Final paragraph refers to a space soldier who is charging into a new battlefield. Remove everything we know about this show from context. A space soldier and battlefield. Those are not things that I associate comedy and humor with. Like, those are not lighthearted events. And the fact that Yudias is potentially viewing Mutsuba Town and what's going on Earth, which is probably not much, as a battlefield is very interesting and maybe even a little dangerous. I mean, he's going to have to, we don't really know too much about his personality. He seems, I don't think we've had any art of him smiling, so he seems to be a very colder character, which you would kind of understand because he was forced off his planet due to a war. He associates dueling with wars. That's what I would have to imagine. And I think him realizing that dueling can be used as a tool for healing is going to be something that will take a little bit of time to set in, and seeing him kind of go through that development could be a really, really bright spot of the show. It kind of reminds me a little bit of when the XZ's dimension was invaded by Academia, and you had some Academia students like Sora and Dennis who were just trained to use dueling as a tool of war, kind of realizing that, yeah, maybe what we're doing really isn't right here. So I'm very interested to see that dynamic of this show. And then, very briefly, there was another page of V-Jump that got scanned, and these are the 3 galaxy-type monsters that will be used by Yudias in Episode 1. So we are going to see these monsters in less than 2 weeks. Very alien-like designs, going from left to right, or right to left, excuse me. So starting on the right-hand side, we have a monster called Giant Bulge. No, I'm not joking about that. We have a monster in the middle called Interstellarheim, and then we have the monster all the way to the left, probably my favorite, called Vortex Shooter. And we'll probably, Transamu Rainek, we'll probably see that monster. Maybe we'll even see his dragon as well, which I can't remember the name of, in that first episode. I believe the first episode is Yudias versus Yuhi, so that'll be pretty interesting to keep an eye on. But we will see his Giant Bulge, Interstellarheim, and Vortex Shooter in the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. And guys, that is all I have to say about that. Let me know your thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. I'll be doing a video once we get a formal episode 1 summary. And if we get maybe a summary on episodes 2 and 3, I'll probably do a video for the summaries early on. But I am really excited for this show to begin. Let me know some things you want to see, and let me know some expectations you have going in to the 8th Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. Thank you guys all so much for watching. A special thank you to my Platinum tier patrons, Panther J, Blue Maiden 28, Jarrett Buller, Lee Saxophone Beast, and Frost Eagle, and to my Diamond tier patrons, Jesse Wood, Latrell Smith, and Erick Avila, and to my Egyptian God tier patrons, Ccapacappuuu and Syn Cloud. Thank you so much to everyone who supports me over on Patreon or who is a YouTube channel member. You guys help me out and you help out the channel so much, and be sure to check out my Patreon for some channel exclusive perks. Thank you guys so much for watching. I stream on Twitch, I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Instagram. Links for all those will be in the description. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, guys.